Alright, here's my updated 2020 Specialized Enduro. I've had it for almost 2 years now and I've put about 1,500 miles on it. Absolutely no issues whatsoever. The bike's been absolutely brilliant. That said, I'm always tinkering and recently made two very big changes to the bike. The first big change, as you can see, is the big fork. I skipped the new Zeb and Fox 38 and went straight to a dual crown boxer. This was not my original intention for this bike. I just happened to see a smoking deal on the Boxer on eBay and decided to mount it on the YT Decoy, which had a 180 millimeter Lyric Ultimate installed that has a 44 millimeter offset. Although the Boxer has 10 millimeters more travel at 190, a 190 millimeter Boxer has the same axle to crown as a 180 millimeter Lyric, and the Boxer's offset, which is 46 millimeters, is only a 2 millimeter difference between the Lyric. As a result, the Geo would pretty much be the same if I switched from the Lyric to the Boxer. It looked really sick, but I shortly discovered that with very wide head tubes on e-bikes, the turning radius suffered big time. 46 millimeter offset will absolutely not work, and I ended up putting the Lyric back on the Decoy. The experiment pretty much failed. Anyways, now that I had the shiny new red Boxer lying around, I decided to mount it on my Enduro just to try it out. Bike park season is just around the corner, so I figured why not give it a try before trying to sell the Boxer. My Enduro has a 180mm Lyric Ultimate with a Sprung smash pot coil installed, which added about a pound to the bike, a pound to the fork, and the total weight of the Boxer versus the Coil Sprung Lyric was actually about the same, around 2,500 grams or so. The Geo geometry would also be about the same as well, thanks to the dual crown's lower axle to crown length and a similar fork offset. Well, after installing the Boxer on Enduro, the bike was just absolutely amazing. You could definitely feel the difference, mostly on janky off-camber chunky rock gardens. It's torsionally much stiffer than the Lyric it replaced, and seems more stable and able to maintain the line better. In terms of suppleness and support, I would give the nod to the Coil Sprung Lyric. It feels a little more supple off the top and tracks the ground a tad bit better, but the air sprung Boxer feels much better on high-speed fast compressions. It still climbs very well and doesn't bob much, if at all, on seated fire road climbs. I actually climbed the same trails about the same as on a single crown, thanks to the bike having the same Geo. You obviously still lose quite a bit of the turning radius, but that surprisingly hasn't affected me that much at all on the trails. But yes, with the limited turning radius, the bike did lose some agility on tight switchbacks. You have to go in a little wider to clear them, unless you can nose wheelie, but I'm not quite there yet. So the second big change I made to the bike to make it a tad more agile was I mulleted the bike. I bought a WRP mullet link, which effectively lengthens the eye to eye of the shock. This pushes the rear triangle down, allowing you to run a 27.5 wheel in the back while maintaining a similar Geo. I installed the link and built up a new Ibis S35 carbon wheel with i9 header hubs and gave it a go. Also, since you have lengthened the eye to eye of the shock, you could get away with a longer stroke shock if you want. So I removed the spacers underneath my shock's bumper, so the stroke now is about 65 millimeters. The Enduro is now a 190 millimeter up front, 180 to 185 out back mini downhill bike. Its numbers are not that far off from a Mullet Specialized demo that Luke Bruni runs. I'm running the same 400-pound coil, but because the leverage rate is a bit higher at the initial stroke of the shock, I have noticed it a little more active off the top, so I did have to add a couple clicks of low speed compression, and it fixed most of the bobbing issues that I had. Well, I'm looking forward to getting some more ride time on this bike, but so far I absolutely love how the bike looks and feels on the trail. One of the reasons why it climbs so well is it only weighs 33 pounds all in with the pedals, or 32.3 pounds without pedals. It's currently built with a lot of carbon parts and the EXO tire casings, but those tires have been just fine for my local trails and bike parks, which don't have a lot of sharp rocks. It's pretty amazing, right? Dual crown, coil shocks, Saint brakes, and 33 pounds all in. Anyways, if you like this video, please consider subscribing and let me know if you have any questions. I'll get back to you. All right, see ya.